A lot of people didn't like how I edited it yesterday, so here is a re-edit with the video in the forefront and captions throughout the video.
Who would be at fault if there was a collision here? Spoiler alert, if there was a collision, the black car would have been found completely responsible. Obviously, it is worth sticking around to find out why before you thumb an angry comment that'll probably be addressed in the video. Before we get into it, my new website is now live, so it's even easier to send me your own footage, and you can also find affiliate links for the dashcams I recommend as well as the gear that I use. You might as well also drop a follow if you enjoy my liability reviews. The main thing that seems to be confusing people on this video is the road marking showing right turn only. This marking is not specifically laid for cars coming from the direction that Phoebe had entered the roundabout from. It is for the cars that are entering from the intermediate entrance that Phoebe passes as she traverses the roundabout. The right arrow and road labelled is for the cars heading towards the road that Phoebe has just entered the roundabout from. Now for the roundabout itself. The entrance where Phoebe entered and her path of travel on the roundabout do not have spiral roundabout lane markings that guide you off towards your exit, which means if you're leaving the roundabout, you have to cross the lanes as you go towards your exit. One of the more common questions being asked of me is whether she should be exiting into the left lane. The answer is of course she can if there's nothing traversing the roundabout alongside her on her near side. As Phoebe has entered in the only lane that allows you to turn onto the road that she's joining, there isn't anything to her near side as cars are giving way to Phoebe. She is entitled to join the left lane to exit the roundabout if it's clear, and it was. Now, could Phoebe have done things slightly differently that could have prevented this near miss from occurring? Absolutely. She could have moved over to the left slightly earlier, and by slightly, I really do mean slightly. This would have made it obvious that she was proceeding towards the left lane for exiting the roundabout. She could have, and a more experienced driver might have exited into the right lane and then moved over to the left lane after becoming established on the road that she was joining, but she doesn't have to. I also noted that she didn't have any reactionary response to the black car entering the roundabout. It would have been great to have seen her move to the right-hand lane, which would have shown that she had recognised the hazard that was being presented. Does any of that make a jot of difference to liability if there was a collision? No, not in the slightest at all. And that brings us on to the action that would have been at the end of the chain of causation if there had have been a collision, and it's something that many people who don't know how to drive properly will hate to hear. When you're giving way on a roundabout, you don't just give way to the lanes closest to your entrance, you give way to all of the lanes. If something is approaching from your right hand side, you give way to it, especially if it had a left indicator on as Phoebe did. So if you watch this video and you thought Phoebe was at fault if there had been a collision and you still think she would be at fault, the good thing is, just after this video was shot, she passed her test, so DGN may have the space to offer you some refresher driving lessons. Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound.